Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today we're decoding something that literally touches every single one of us at some point, the universal experiences of stress and anxiety. Whether you're a student pulling your hair out over exams, a professional drowning in deadlines, or just, someone trying to navigate this chaotic modern world, we've all been there. But how often do we actually stop and ask what is physically happening inside our bodies and our minds when we feel this overwhelmed? Well, today we're going to break down the science, the symptoms, and most importantly, the actionable, scientifically backed ways you can take back control.
Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll decode stress and anxiety. Then, we'll look at signs you're overwhelmed, the common causes of stress and anxiety, some healthy ways to cope, and finally, when to get help. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. Decoding stress and anxiety, understanding the baseline.
So before we can manage how we feel, we have to actually know what we're dealing with, right? We toss the words stress and anxiety around like they mean the exact same thing, but they're really, really different. Look over on the left. Stress is a direct response to something external, like that big math test, an argument with your best friend, or a crazy deadline at work. It's usually temporary and fades away once the situation is handled. Believe it or not, it can actually be a positive thing, like giving you that sudden rush of adrenaline to finally finish a project. But over on the right, anxiety is an internal reaction. It's your body's response to stress that just refuses to leave. It brings this persistent feeling of dread that hangs around even when there is absolutely no immediate physical threat anywhere near you.
Now, I want to be super clear here. Worrying is totally normal. We all do it. But the catch is recognizing when that worry crosses a line. An anxiety disorder is when that fear or worry gets so intense or just drags on for so long that everyday, totally normal situations start to feel completely overwhelming. It's basically like your body's internal alarm system is just stuck in the on position.
Section 2. Signs you are overwhelmed. Listening to your body and mind.
Take a quick second and ask yourself, are you just tired because you stayed up way too late binge-watching a show, or is there a deeper exhaustion going on? A lot of the time, we mistake the heavy physical toll of mental overwhelm for just a long week, or we confuse needing a nap with being totally burnt out. Our bodies are incredibly smart, and they are constantly trying to send us messages.
When you're dealing with high stress, your body basically throws up warning flares. You know the feeling. You might get these pounding headaches, or find yourself just staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. because you can't sleep. Maybe you're snapping at your friends or family over tiny things. A racing heartbeat, feeling totally wiped out, and not being able to concentrate on the simplest tasks. These are all classic physical signs that your body is reacting to serious external pressure.
But with anxiety, those signs become way more persistent. We're talking constant worrying and overthinking that just won't quit. You might feel super nervous or restless, or even start sweating and shaking and have no idea why. It can even escalate into full-blown panic. And honestly, one of the biggest red flags is avoidance. Canceling plans, skipping class, or just hiding from social situations because the dread is too much.
Section 3. Causes of stress and anxiety. Triggers in daily life.
If any of the things on this list resonate with you, please take a breath and know your experience is 100% valid. Everyday triggers are real, and they're heavy. School or work pressure, family drama, money problems, relationship struggles, that looming fear of failing, or just plain not getting enough rest. These are completely normal, everyday things. You aren't broken for feeling weighed down by them. They are literally just heavy loads to carry.
And then, of course, we have the modern giant of triggers. In a recent Pew Research study, a teenage boy summed it up perfectly. He said, the overuse of social media, people seem to let themselves be affected by the opinions of people they don't know, and it wreaks havoc upon people's states of mind. Wow, right? It's incredibly powerful to hear it laid out so plainly by someone living in the thick of it.
And the data completely backs him up. When Pew asked teens what negatively impacts their mental health the most, a massive 22% pointed straight at social media. That was followed by bullying at 17%, and just the general pressure and expectations placed on them at 16%. That constant digital comparison is a huge, tangible threat to how we feel every day.
Section 4. Healthy ways to cope. Taking back control. Okay, so how do we deal with all this? Managing your mind doesn't mean you have to completely overhaul your life. It really starts with small, everyday habits that build up your mental armor. Making sure you get enough sleep is huge. Talking to someone you trust can literally cut the weight of a problem right in half. Give yourself permission to take a break when you're overwhelmed. Put on some chill music. And, this is a big one, deliberately reduce your screen time to step out of that digital pressure cooker we just talked about.
And there's some super cool biology behind why this stuff works. When you exercise, you aren't just building muscle, you are quite literally healing your brain. Moving your body releases a flood of feel-good chemicals, endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, and this amazing protein called BDNF. BDNF actually helps your brain adapt, grow, and reorganize itself, which directly protects you against the damage caused by chronic stress. It's like a shield for your mind.
The amazing thing here is that we can actively hack our body's physical responses to calm our minds down. Research from the Mental Health Initiative Beyond Blue highlights just how important it is to manage our muscle tension and our breathing. See, when we're anxious, we take these fast, shallow breaths, which tells our brain, hey, we're in danger. But by consciously slowing our breathing down, we send an all-clear signal right back to our nervous system.
Let's actually try this together right now. Seriously. Wherever you are, just drop your shoulders for a second. We're going to do a super simple breathing exercise. I'll count for you. Ready? Breathe in slowly through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Now hold it. 2, 3, 4. And breathe out slowly through your mouth. 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Just doing it a few times a day can literally short-circuit a stress response before it spirals into anxiety.
Section 5. When to get help. Recognizing the limit.
Look, self-care is fantastic, but sometimes a walk, a good night's sleep, and some deep breaths just aren't going to cut it. So how do you know when it's time to bring in a professional? It is so important to know your own limits. Think about it. You wouldn't try to put a cast on your own broken arm, right? So you shouldn't feel like you have to manage debilitating anxiety all by yourself either. And that is completely 100% okay.
So what are the red flags? If stress or anxiety is dragging down your grades or your work, if you find your relationships with family and friends are getting strained, if your sleep is completely wrecked night after night, or if you just can't do your normal daily activities for a long stretch of time, these are the flashing lights telling you the burden is just too heavy to carry alone.
The really good news here, finding help does not have to drain your wallet. There are so many affordable and frankly free options out there. Start by talking to a trusted adult or parent. Go see your school counselor. They are there literally for this exact reason. You can also look into community mental health centers or check out low-cost therapy and peer support hotlines. The support is out there and it is accessible.
And listen, if you ever find yourself in immediate distress, or if the overwhelm turns into an absolute crisis, you need to know this number, 988. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is completely free, it's totally confidential, and it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You don't even have to be in a life-threatening crisis to call. If you just need to talk to a trained counselor right now, they are there to listen and help you through it.
I want to leave you with this really empowering thought from Dr. Jeffrey Bornstein. He says, talking about mental health doesn't require perfect words. It just requires compassion. Whether you are the one struggling right now or you see a friend who looks overwhelmed, you don't need a medical degree or the perfect script to reach out. You really just need to care. So I'll leave you with this. How can you show a little more compassion to yourself or to someone else today? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and